If you're hunting for a lightweight wireless gaming mouse, you've probably heard the hype around the Razer Viper V2 Pro. It's touted as one of the lightest esports mice ever created at just 58 grams, promising ultra-fast speed and pro-level precision. But here's what surprised me. Despite the flashy specs, it isn't flawless. In fact, what I found might make you think twice before clicking that Add to Cart button. Today, I'm breaking down the Razer Viper V2 Pro with brutal honesty, covering the good, the bad, and what you absolutely need to know before you spend your cash. Stick around because I'll also share some clever life hacks to get the best out of this mouse. And yes, a couple of gaming jokes to keep things light, because serious isn't always serious. Let's start with who this mouse is actually for. If you're an esports player or a competitive gamer looking for an ultra-lightweight mouse that can keep up with insanely fast reflexes, the Viper V2 Pro sounds like it fits the bill. With its ultra-low latency, hyperspeed wireless tech, and a Focus Pro 30K optical sensor promising pinpoint accuracy, this mouse aims to be a game changer. But it's also marketed to casual gamers and tech enthusiasts who value sleek design and top-tier performance. At a price point of around $79.14, it's no budget pick. So why the controversy? Let me fill you in. First off, the Viper V2 Pro nails the weight game. At an eye-popping 58 grams, you almost forget you're holding a mouse. It's like the featherweight champion of gaming peripherals. The carbon black design feels premium, but sometimes that lightness can be a double-edged sword. You lose some of the solid heftiness that gives other mice a reassuring grip. If you're someone who likes a mouse with a bit of substance, this could feel a tad fragile or even floaty during intense gaming marathons. Not ideal when you're pulling off your signature 360 no-scopes, right? But here's a plot twist the specs don't scream: battery life. Razer claims an impressive 90 hours of continuous gameplay on a single charge, which is impressive for a wireless mouse. However, real-world use tells a different story. Users have reported inconsistent battery performance, with some only hitting about 50 to 60 hours before needing a recharge. That might still sound decent, but in esports tournaments or long gaming sessions, mid-battle power loss can be a nightmare. Imagine mid-clutch, your mouse dies, and suddenly you revert from pro gamer to a terrified newbie. That's not the kind of respawn anyone wants. Rehook. Now, what if I told you that despite that, the Viper V2 Pro manages to dance circles around most wireless mice in latency? Yes, it's one of the fastest wireless gaming mice out there, featuring that hyperspeed wireless tech I mentioned earlier. With multi-device support via a single dongle, it frees up USB ports and streamlines your setup. That's an upgrade if you're constantly plugging and unplugging gadgets. Okay, now on to precision, because that's where this mouse either wins or falters. The Focus Pro 30K optical sensor is one of the best in class and delivers incredible tracking performance, even on tricky surfaces like glass. Plus, the optical mouse switches Gen 3 promise a 90 million click lifecycle and zero double-clicking issues, with a lightning-fast 0.2 ms actuation response. But, and here's the rub, some users have reported inconsistent click feedback. You'll feel occasional delays or phantom clicks that just mess with your rhythm. Not great when every millisecond counts in Counter-Strike or Valorant tournaments. Let's inject some fun here. Why did the gamer bring a ladder to the tournament? Because they were climbing the leaderboards. But seriously, if you want to climb those leaderboards, your mouse needs to be dead reliable, and that's where this Viper struggles a bit. Speaking of reliability, let's chat build quality. Despite being a premium Razer product, some users report flimsy side buttons that feel squeaky or mushy, and the shape, while ergonomic for some, is a hit or miss depending on your grip style. Palm grip users might find the Viper V2 Pro a bit too shallow, while claw or fingertip grip fans will likely adore the shape. If you tend to switch grips mid-game, or just want a universally comfy mouse, this might require some trial and error. Another small but surprisingly annoying problem, customizing the mouse. Razer allows on-mouse DPI toggling across 5 stages, and you get software tweaks through the Synapse app to optimize accuracy. But beware, the software can be buggy and draining on system resources, sometimes causing lag or even crashes. Plus, for those who dislike installing extra software, there's no full functionality without tapping into Synapse. Sometimes you'll want to keep things simple, and this mouse leans heavily on its ecosystem. Rehook alert. But wait, I haven't told you about how well it handles everyday use. You might think a mouse built for pros can struggle with mundane tasks like browsing or productivity, but the Viper V2 Pro surprisingly shines here. Its lightweight and smooth gliding make day-to-day work less tiring on your wrist. So if you're a creator who needs a versatile mouse for both gaming and office work, this mouse can pull double duty. Fancy that. Now, let's sprinkle in the price consideration. At roughly $79, this mouse is mid-range, positioned below the ultra-high-end Razer DeathAdder or Logitech G Pro prices. For what you pay, you get cutting-edge wireless tech, pro-grade sensor, and that featherlight design. However, some might find better value elsewhere, especially if durability and battery consistency are top priorities. At this price, every gamer expects near perfection. Minor inconsistencies feel more glaring. One last joke, because why not? What's a mouse's favorite game? Clicker heroes. But in all seriousness, if your mouse misclicks as much as I've heard about with the Viper V2 Pro, you might turn into a clicker zero instead. Alright, let's talk solutions and pro tips. If you decide to take the plunge on the Viper V2 Pro, there are a few tricks to maximize your experience. First, disable Enhance Pointer Precision in Windows settings. It can mess with raw sensor data. Then, use the Razer Synapse app to fine-tune DPI stages and assign macro buttons for your gameplay style. Also, keep your mouse firmware updated, as Razer occasionally releases patches that fix latency and sensor issues. If battery life worries you, consider getting a USB extension cable to keep the dongle away from interference, which can drain power faster. And don't forget to charge it every few days. Those 90 hours can be a stretch if you keep gaming intensity high. To sum up, the Razer Viper V2 Pro is a fascinating mouse that hits some remarkable highs, particularly with its ultra-lightweight design, top-tier wireless performance, and incredible sensor accuracy. But the speed and agility come with trade-offs. Hit-or-miss build quality, inconsistent battery life, and occasional click reliability issues. If you're a competitive esports player chasing every millisecond advantage and don't mind occasional quirks, it's worth considering. But if you want rock-solid dependability or prefer a more substantial grip, you might want to shop around. Before we wrap, here's a quick story. A friend of mine, a semi-pro gamer, switched from a bulky wired mouse to the Viper V2 Pro. At first, he loved the featherweight feeling and responsive clicks. But after a few weeks, mid-game battery scares and missed clicks made him raise an eyebrow. He still uses it, but pairs it with a backup wired mouse just in case. That might sound like gaming paranoia, but sometimes double safety is the smartest play. So, should you buy the Razer Viper V2 Pro? If you crave speed and ultra-lightweight design, are comfortable with minor issues, and want a premium Razer fancy peripheral, go for it. But if you want a mouse that just works flawlessly out of the box, maybe wait for improvements or check alternatives. For the best price, I've linked the current deal on Amazon right down in the description below. Remember, prices change all the time, so snag it quickly if the deal's good. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more honest gear reviews that help you game smarter, not harder. Thanks for sticking through the review. Whether you choose the Viper V2 Pro or something else, keep crushing those games. Just don't blame me if your mouse pulls a disappearing act mid-match. Happy gaming!